It's very rare to have four heroes that you're rooting for different ways, but then sort of be slapped in the face at the end.
Hi, I'm Nikki Sun from MovieWeb, and it is a great honor to be in conversation with the director of Simulant, April Mullen. It's great to see you. How are you?
Thank you so much. Thanks for supporting the film.
Can we get a director's pitch of what Simulant is about, first of all?
Ooh, it's a movie about, I think, prejudices and love, to be honest, at the end of the day. Everybody has a purpose and they're really focused on trying to coexist and just love one another at the end of the day. And whether that's with AI or human or mixed relationships, it just kind of brings about a lot of questions and universal themes like, if you could bring back a loved one, would you? If you could create a simulant of yourself, and if something happened to you, would you be brought back to life? All of those questions, I think, are really unique to Simulant, and that's what drew me to the project.
When were you introduced to the script, and what made you say yes to the project? Do you have personal things that you want to tell through your film about AI and where we're going with that?
It's funny, I read the script 8 years ago, and we were in a very different place. Society was, and so was AI and AI technology, and it's dramatically changed from what I envisioned it would be. And I never dreamt when I read the script that there would be a thing called GPT chat, and there were, this creative entities where AI is creating artwork and photography and poetry and writing, creative writing. I never dreamt that would sort of be part of AI. I never thought the creativity seed was going to be able to, I just thought that was so uniquely human. Oddly, naively, I guess now, to be honest. When I read the script, I was so moved by each of the characters' four journeys. I really felt for Evan and sort of his role of coming to the fact that he had to come to deal with his own mortality and what that's like, and knowing that your body form is not there, but you're here present, and you know that you've died and you still are in love with, and there stands your wife. Just that whole concept, I really was rooting for him. Then I was rooting for Faye and Jordana Brewster's character, dealing with grief, and did she make the right decision bringing him back to life? And she's so torn up the whole time, and she's longing for her husband. So I really understood her journey. And then I was torn up about Sam and his backstory and losing his son to negligence due to AI, and I understood why he felt the way he did. And then Casey just wanted everybody to coexist, and I thought that was beautiful, and fell in love with AI and sort of decided to give them free autonomy and allow them the freedom to fall in love and do what they please. So I just, as a director, wanted to sort of take a step back and not push a perspective or a biased opinion on the audience. I wanted them to feel like I did when I read it, very invested in all four of their journeys, and then just sort of be taken aback by the end, and you're left with a statement. And whether you believe it's a tragedy or whether you believe it's a love story come true, I think it's up to the viewer. And I love that there's going to be a lot of discussion, hopefully at the end of the day, when everybody's watching the film, everybody has their own opinion, and neither one is right or wrong, and neither one's black or white or yellow or red, or it's just different points of view. And I love that about the movie. It's very rare to have four heroes that you're rooting for different ways, but then sort of be slapped in the face at the end.
And you did a really great job in balancing all of that. And we talk about Chat GPT, generative AI. I know this film was written and shot before all of that, but is there a part of you that would have wanted to possibly be meta and have parts of your film be storyboarded or written by Chat GPT or generative AI?
I think they might be tools in the future that I would use, but currently no. I'm a really big pencil and paper person. When I'm shot listing, I need it to feel organic. I don't even like doing that on an iPad with those programs. I really love writing it out with a pencil that I can use an eraser, and it's always on my script. So on the flip side of my dialogue pages, I do my shot listing, and I've just always want to hold it, and it changes so much, and you do things so much to it, and I really enjoy that process, and I listen to great score and music while I do it, so I wouldn't want to change that. I do know that AI wrote some of the tags to a lot of our social media campaign, and I was like, it's actually pretty good.
It's scary.
I don't want to admit it, but for taglines and for social media campaigns, it was in theme with the film, obviously, so
Yeah.
it makes sense that it was created and generated by AI, because it's kind of a fun, cheeky thing to do because it's part of the film. But I was really actually impressed by what it was coming up with, which was upsetting.
Well, your brilliance does come out through this story, and I just wanted to just give you a moment to talk about your cast. And I heard that you brought back several members of your production crew from Wander in 2020. So talk about the significance of working with people and the cast that you bring on for your projects multiple times.
I mean, I do really love working with the film family that I get to see and bring back every year, every other year, whenever we finally get the financing together. The shorthand is incredible, and working with our DP, someone like Russ DeJong, I've done, I think, 6 films with him, where our shorthand is just so quick. We move so fast together, and when you're up against the elements like Omicron in the middle of the pandemic and a blizzard and you're in 5 feet of snow, it just really helps to have someone who shares the same brain as you, and you're like, that thing we talked about in prep, and he's like finishing my sentences. And I was able to work with the same production designer that I worked with Winona Earp here, and I also work with my sister on like 5 features as a production designer. Life is short, and if you create things with people you absolutely love and adore, it just makes everything so much better. And on the floor too, you get to have fun, and you get to see them in their elements and take on new challenges and grow as artists. There's just nothing better than to watch, as a director, than to watch artists, really stretch their muscles and grow as your films grow and get bigger. Everybody is, and we're taking bigger risks. And I love to support that. And I love to see them achieve those goals. And when it comes to cast, yes, like you said, Sam Worthington, Robbie Amell, Jordana Brewster, Simu Liu, it doesn't get better. It's the cream of the crop. All of them were so invested in the project, and each one of them are incredible human beings, like hearts of gold. I don't know how I got so lucky. Tim Dorn would say he did, because he worked so hard during it was in the middle of COVID when we started casting the film, and the film was put on hold so many times because of COVID. We never knew we'd make another movie again. We didn't know what the world would be. And lucky for us, we get to play in a sandbox again. And we got an incredible cast. It started with Sam. Sam is so dedicated to the craft. That's him crawling in the snow at the end of the movie. He is like emailing me at 4 a.m, bringing his own props to set, has so many ideas, is an incredible artist that I'd love to work with again. Robbie Amell is like a perfect on every take. Honestly, he's such an incredible, grounded, intelligent, thoughtful, and generous to all the other performers and the crew. He's so kind. And then Jordana got to play a role that you don't necessarily see her in. Fast and the Furious is one thing, but she has so much depth and vulnerability, and she really felt so torn up because her natural is to just love people. Like, she's such a softie. So she always felt so bad being cold towards Evan. And I kept saying, but it's not your husband. Just think of your husband. And it was a very challenging role. And I think she's amazing in the film. And Simu Liu is like charismatic to the max. He's unbelievable to work with. He came up with that sort of closure where he gets to meet his maker at the end of the film, and I love that scene. It's one of my favorite scenes in the movie, and I'll be forever grateful to Simu for that. And he was just, again, such a team sport, out in the cold, in the blizzards, and coming up with great ideas, and so much fun to work with. So I was blessed with an incredible cast, for sure.
Well, thank you so much for your generosity in providing answers that we cannot wait to share with the cast and crew as well. My last question, just because I have to, would you want to ever be brought back as a Sim yourself?
I don't think so. I respect life so much, and the fragility that comes with that is also death. And I've had, very significant losses in my life. And, somebody said, would you ever want to bring them back as a simulant? I couldn't, out of respect for them and what their legacy was and what the moments we shared were. And the fragility of it all is part of what makes it all special, and those moments really matter. I mean, I replay those moments in my mind every day. I wish I had a time capsule. It's part of why I love making movies, is you can capture the moment and it can be replayed exactly as it was. I would do that with every loved one I've lost, and I wish I could. Even to more detail, and I wish I could get it more crispy. It feels like the further away from them, the blurrier the memories become. So that's tempting, but I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it because I just love life too much and the people too much to just do it out of selfishness to bring them back,
Well, thank you so much for that. Thank you for sharing your heart through this. And I'm so excited for people to see Simulant, because again, it really does bring a lot of questions of would I would we? Like, is this good or bad? And you really, again, leave it to the audience to really make that decision, which is so powerful. So thank you for your time today, April, and I look forward to hopefully working with you in the future and interviewing you again for your next film.
Thank you so much, and thanks for supporting independent cinema. Thank you.
Thank you.